top, then you wouldn't hear cheer at all. But I ain't got no top, I don't need a chandelier at all. I ain't got no talk, cause I be really out my mind. When the hate don't work, I guarantee to get the line. They all talk, dog, it's a room full of Bryans. I'm royalty, that means that it's in my bloodline. All hell the king, made the president resign. And if I'm not the king, then I'm making doves cry. I'm stepping on the scene like I never did reply. I ain't gotta justify, I'm cool. Tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Boosted on my cardio, I used to get the run around. I've been doing this.
It's week 4 of the National Football League, and the spotlight is on Najee Harris. He had a performance for the ages last week, one of the greatest we'll ever witness. It's the Steelers and the Jets, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 23.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Acrisure Stadium on the north shore of the Steel City, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the New York Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. CD, you look at the Steelers in this matchup, they've got to be thinking, hey, we've got a good chance to be successful here running the football.
No doubt about that, because that has to be their mindset. It should be their mindset. This is one of the better rushing offenses in the league, and they're squaring off against a team that's not at all strong on the other side of the ball. So this could be one where we see this offense try to impose their will through the trenches, and in fact, they should.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Braxton Berrios selected to bring it out, and only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. We get our first look at this New York Jets offense, really retooled the last couple of seasons. And at the helm under center, second overall pick from 2021 out of BYU, Zach Wilson.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stand an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffling. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Now Wilson. He finds Corey Davis. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, now Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Hall. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 3 yards on first, 4 on second, and now 5 on third down. Move the sticks. Well, that's how you use your safety valve, CD. He didn't appear to be the intended target, but they got it to him, and he was able to get just enough to pick up the first.
And what a great example of where we are right now in the NFL, because if you're a running back, you're not just going to carry it. You got to catch it out of the backfield as well. Those combo guys, they're the ones everyone wants on their team.
They'll run for the first time with Breece Hall. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. This defense for the Steelers, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for them to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for them to escape the pocket and run.
Now, the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. Here come the Steelers for the first time in this game with their free agent signing at quarterback, the former number 2 overall pick, Mitchell Trubisky.
Okay, I'm not taking a turn to negative town, even though it's going to sound like it. The 2 interceptions he threw last week, those obviously have to be eliminated, and that was the focus of practice this week. But let's face it, he did throw 3 touchdown passes.
And they got the win.
And they got the win, so I think it was a good week for him to work on things. Had some positives, the win being first and foremost. Now he's just got to eliminate those interceptions.
Quinnen Williams, so hard to block, and he shows it that time, making the tackle for loss. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Trubisky will throw. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
That swung out wide to Harris. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. The Steelers at 3-0 here in the month of September. They coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now it's Trubisky. He's got this to Pickens. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing here, Trubisky. Pickens on the slant. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams marching right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. Deontay Johnson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym, preparing for the fight. Now we get tearing it all loose.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the 1st down run. But taking a look at Hall's numbers from a week ago. 18 carries, 83 yards.
A key component of his team's offense. He will certainly stay in that role if he keeps producing like this each week. Expecting to make a run and not only matching, but exceeding those numbers as this one goes on.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Here's Wilson to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And he didn't quite have the back spin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Najee Harris and the Steeler offense set to go to work once again. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as the season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Here's Trubisky. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Harris running straight ahead, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Trubisky. They'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. On the give, this is Harris. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Jets are going to get the football back. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
18 yards the gain for number 18. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They hand this off to Harris. Down to the 25. The tackle by Quincy Williams. Here's 2nd and 9. They go play action. Trubisky. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. He finds Pickens over the middle. And the Steelers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Harris going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. 2nd and goal from the 1. Now it's Trubisky. Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. Deontay Johnson with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Steelers go up by 2 touchdowns. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. 2 fantastic games coming up to wrap up Week 4, the first weekend in October. Tonight, the Chiefs and Buccaneers from Tampa. That's a rematch of Super Bowl 55, of course. And then Monday night, rematch of last year's NFC Championship game, the Rams and Niners from Santa Clara. Coverage on that one, 8:15 Eastern. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll give to Hall. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That's big Cameron Hayward adding another sack to his career total. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Now it's Wilson. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he's going to get this down near the 25. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now Wilson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So Wilson runs off, and now they will go to the man they call Greg the Leg, Greg Zuerlein. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So the third drive's the charm. They are on the board, albeit with just a field goal.
Yeah, 3 points from 3 drives. That's not going to win you a whole lot of football games. Hopefully the fact they were able to move the ball a little bit can wake up their offense.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field.
You start prorating these rushing numbers and looking ahead, he could be on pace for a 2,000-yard season. I don't want to jinx him, but what a year to this point.
But you just did.
Sorry?
That's okay. No, he can overcome that.
I'm not apologizing to you.
No.
Okay?
I like your attitude. But you're right. What's got to happen for it to actually occur? Offensive line has continued blocking the way they've been blocking. He has to stay healthy. But also, it's not just the idea that he's going to run the football, but he's got to run it against numbers that dictate you throwing the football. Sometimes when you have 6 to block and you only have 5 guys, you've got to block them anyway, and he has to make someone miss as well the rest of the year.
On third down, here's Harris. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. On first down, Trubisky. And this is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of him. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Trubisky to throw. Being chased out left. And that will be incomplete as well. On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. The Jets have Braxton Berrios back deep. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. On first down, right back to Hall. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Hall again. Oh, nice move. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Now the second-year man from Carolina, this is Michael Carter. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. To throw on 2nd and 6. Wilson looking left side, and he's got a man. That's more. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 34-yard line. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Hall on to give up the middle. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Hall again on 2nd down. And he'll go down at the 28.
Can we just take that run and turn it into kind of a clip and save? Because that tells you everything you need to know about this drive. They've been moving the ball awfully well.
Now it's Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's more. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Straight ahead is Hall. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8. Ball again on 2nd down. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll run with Hall. And this time he is in. Breece Hall with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Jets go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Here comes the Pittsburgh Steelers and running back Najee Harris. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the second quarter. Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. On 3rd down, Trubisky. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Here's Presley Harvin now. There's a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
It kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups, right? He's the guy out front because the backups, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but we're going to the headliner each and every time. And that's not easily done because, you know, all the defenses are kicking towards him right now. That means he's fighting his way through traffic, finding ways to get open, even when he's not supposed to be.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
Now Austin. A good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Najee Harris and the Steeler offense set to go to work once again. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. 1st down, and they go back to Harris. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 85 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. They'll run again with Harris. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit, but first let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, and those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. Next, we head down to Houston to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And it's the visiting LA Chargers who are out in front. The Chargers trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore. Check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Buffalo Bills. 2 touchdown passes there for Lamar Jackson. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Jets in that first half. And they were able to have a little bit of success on the ground. The question will be, will they stick with it? Or will they be throwing more to try and regain this lead? And meanwhile, for the Steelers, we take a look there at the numbers for them running the football in that first half. These two teams making their last-minute adjustments. The second half coming your way from Pittsburgh. And to bring it to you, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. This will be fielded inside the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. First and 10 here for Trubisky and the Steelers at their own 27. Harris will start the drive out. He'll get a yard. That's all as they get him down at the 28. Play action. Now Trubisky. Flushed out right. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That goes for a gain of 31.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magical elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the third quarter. Another big play right there.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. On 2nd down, this is Harris. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Harris running straight ahead. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. That time a 9-play drive. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack.
I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
Here's a give to Hall. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
On third down, Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, breaking into the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Here's the Jets punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Here's Austin. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field.
He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
149 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, this could start getting a little more interesting.
A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Try to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Defensively, they have that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a 1st.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Wilson on 1st down. Buying time to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson escaping the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. On 3rd down, here's Hall. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the third quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send a message that says, hey, we're not going away.
Taken in at the 3. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here comes the Pittsburgh Steelers and running back Najee Harris. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone. And now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage. Yeah,
looking for additional yardage. And, again, that second score here in the third quarter. On the give, this is Harris. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down. Trubisky will throw. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
At this point, this offense feels like they could just run about anything, and it would work. They are certainly in no hurry for this one to end, not when they can rack up some stats and continue to add to their lead.
They hand this off to Harris. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. Rolling to his left. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 170 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
They've certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Here's Harris. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
A torn ACL cost George Pickens most of his final season at Georgia, but he did return for the college football playoffs and had an impact. And in his first 2 years there, wow, led the Bulldogs in touchdowns both seasons. Had people thinking he could be a first-round pick. The ceiling is huge with this kid. Nice pickup there for a first down.
Off the play fake, here's Trubisky. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a...
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. And New York set to take the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Throwing is Wilson. Over the middle, he gets it to Berrios. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. This offense so far on 3rd down, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
He completes that to Garrett Wilson.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Defense was expecting run, and they're dealt a pass of over 15 yards. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Here's Wilson to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. On 2nd and 10. Wilson.
He gets it underneath to Hall.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Back to the ground with Hall.
And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
So Wilson runs off, and now they will go to the man they call Greg the Leg, Greg Zuerlein.
Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and that'll get the deficit down to 15.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. Najee Harris and the Steeler offense set to go to work once again.
He has a chance to hit that often elusive 200-yard mark on this drive.
And most of the time during a game, people aren't keeping track of individual statistics.
Are you sure?
Well, a lot of the runners kind of know. But I'll guarantee you someone has sent word into the offensive line that he's got a chance to get over 200 on this drive. That should give them a little extra motivation because they love it when backs break that barrier.
Absolutely. We'll see if he can do it.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They run again with Harris. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming out.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Carl Lawson drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away.
Here's Berrios.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
Now Hall to start the drive.
And he's brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Hall. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 10 yards is the pickup. Good enough for a Jet first down.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
11 more on that one and another first down. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. All again on second down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Open man is Uzomah. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. That pass complete to Moore. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Alex Highsmith, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6.
I remember throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. That's swung out wide to Harris. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They go play action with Trubisky. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
And they'll get this down to the 10. An effective 10 yards there takes us back to first down. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. That's a gain of 6 on the first down run. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. On the ground, it's Harris. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. They run with Harris. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure now this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Berrios now from his end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And New York set to take the field.
But probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again is Wilson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Wilson.
And that is incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Oh, Trubisky going to throw.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Jets are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this is caught on the sideline. Are the feet in? They are. What a catch. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson.
6 yards left on 2nd down.
To throw is Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. C.J. Uzomah from 8 yards out. And the Jets have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And it's the Steelers that come up with it. And that should just about do it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll run again with Harris. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. It's a pickup of 13, and with that 13 yards, this ball game just about over.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more. Little insult to injury here late in the game. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over.
So it's a win here for the Steelers, and it was their veteran quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, leading the charge.
Yeah, the numbers don't jump off the page, but he was a steady influence back there. He had a couple of touchdown passes on the afternoon. His guys rallied around him, and they're going to come away victorious.
So for the Steelers, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins.